welcome to episode 30 of the Movie Lighthouse. Our Valentine's special, no less, shining a light through the fog of the emotional vulnerability of love and film.
Yeah!
My name's Wyndham, and today I will be playing the part of James.
Yes, you will. I'm Laurie. I'm going to play Laurie today, if that's all right with you guys.
And I'm going to be playing the part of Laurie as well.
Excellent.
Nice.
Oh my God, there's no hope for this show.
It's really... I'm a little bit worried about it. How are we all?
Yeah, very well. Very excited about this show.
Peachy, very happy to be back.
Let's keep that firmly in check. Firstly, some apologies to our listeners. I did actually get a note from somebody asking, is everything all right? You seem to be a bit delayed. I said, yeah, we are, but that's because life gets in the way.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I should take the brunt of that because I had to cancel the
No, I think we all have. I think
And
we've
me, yeah, I've had a slice of
and I had a hangover.
Yeah,
so
get over it, listen.
Yeah, man.
However,
we
do
all know
say
that waiting for stuff is good.
We do say that though, but we've managed to just catch February, so we're still in February.
Exactly. It's only 2 weeks, so
yeah,
we're all right. So
technically, thank God for the leap year.
Exactly, or else it wouldn't be February.
Yeah, if anyone wants to propose, now's the time to do it.
29th of February, guys. Boom.
Nice. But, so we are technically 2 weeks late. We had originally decided we were going to record this the day after Valentine's Day, which was also the day before the Oscars. So this was going to be a bit of a Valentine's Oscar-y show. I'm loath to waste any effort, especially my own, so we're still just going to do that show.
Brilliant.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So it's as if we're 2 weeks before, the last 2 weeks haven't happened.
Well, I'm going to give my nominations. I think Parasite's going to do pretty well.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, let's roll it on to the news.
Hi, hon. How's it going?
Anybody got any news? Any predictions about the Oscars, perhaps? So
I didn't pay any attention.
Did you not?
No.
So I was just going to raise Parasite because you banged on about it
Yeah, and I haven't seen
it. Whereas we went to see it.
Typical. This is typical Laurie, is it?
It really is.
He goes on about this brilliant new film. We go to the effort of sorting it out, and then you don't even bother coming.
Yeah, I know.
It was.
But I look at the lighthouse there, how tidy it is. Look at that. I put effort in.
But it was a brilliant film, and obviously it won 4 Oscars.
Yeah,
4. Can you remember what 4?
I can, if you just let me check my memory slightly. It won Best Director for Bong Joon-ho.
That's it.
It won Best Film. It won a Best Original Screenplay, and it won Best Foreign Language Film.
Oh, well done.
And he's
Bong
great
Joon-ho.
because he goes around with his interpreter, doesn't he? Who's become a bit of a celebrity in their own right. But also he can speak English perfectly well. He just prefers to communicate in his own language.
Just have a bit of a gauze as well.
Do you think it's a test for her? So he's actually saying, "Oh, I fucking hate being here. These press junkets are shit." She goes, "Well, he's really happy to be here." Because let's face it, we don't speak South Korean, do we?
No. Not well.
Not
I
well.
don't anymore. Yeah.
Just while we're talking about Parasite, I've just got a little bit of a complaint to make to the View Cinema, who ruined our experience.
If you want to check out our review, it is uploaded. Short review of Parasite.
Listen to his complaint on that.
Oh yeah, do I talk about it on
You
that?
do talk about
it.
Right,
I won't complain
it's shocking.
about that. But, if you work in a cinema, maybe the thing that you really need to make sure is that it's filmed in focus.
And you have the
bloody film. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Especially when you're trying to coincide and throw to a live Q&A somewhere else.
Yeah.
It kind of fucks that.
And then my drama continued because Croydon... I parked in the cinema, in the car park in Croydon, only to find that they shut the whole shopping centre, so I couldn't get my car. So
did you not get your car?
Yes, I did. I had to get in. I had to let the security let me in. Then we were wandering around like Dawn of the Dead in an.
Oh, it's Central, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really weird. And then finally got my car out, but the whole thing was a bit of a nightmare.
I really like Croydon. It still surprises me why no comic superhero has been written about, set in Croydon, because the skyline, it's perfect. It's screaming for a superhero.
Well,
so anyone listening,
you should crack on.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'll get on with it.
Any other news?
I saw it's kind of just popped out of nowhere for me, but then I should be shining that light a little bit more often. But Tenet, Christopher Nolan's new film, Tenet. Anyway, Christopher Nolan's new film. Looks like it's timey-wimey kind of time travel, international espionage, some kids trying to stop World War III. It's got David Patterson Robert Patterson, and some other dude.
Elizabeth Debicki.
Aaron
Tyler Johnson, Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
All them, like Michael Caine.
Obviously. Michael Caine. So that looks kind of cool.
Oh.
So Tenet, keep your eye out for that. I think that's coming. Might be summertime. I think so.
Well, in my news, I've been really sneaky. I tried to squeeze in 1917 of it.
Just that. Can everybody hear the rustle of James's script?
Yeah, it's always.
Oh, is this how you manage your? Not just when you're running the show, but when you're.
That's the fourth lighthouser.
Yeah,
I'm going to make it very quiet now.
No, that's all right.
I was just going to talk about the way they did, the fact that has anyone seen
1917
Yeah,
shot in how many?
Well,
takes?
they say it's 2 long takes, but then they say it's not. They trick it.
Yeah, it's a lie.
But I just thought, is it right? Is it just contrivance?
It's what's interesting is because it's kind of connected to what real life is, isn't it? It's a constant experience of the present. So you're experiencing a constant experience of the present, which is good.
Or
obviously
Hitchcock. It's 1917.
Oh yeah, yeah, that present. But Hitchcock did it with rope.
We're
didn't
just
he?
trying to work out whether
I'm just trying
to.
I want to know. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to challenge that, but carry on.
I'll challenge it. Please.
What have I said?
No. Just that constant experience of the present.
Oh look, for fuck's sake. Right. Anyway, but yeah, was it Hitchcock did it with rope, didn't he? But that officially was, I think, 2 or 3 takes. But that's a great film. And then Steve Pemberton.
Yeah, they did it in Psychoville for that.
Psychoville, they did the same thing, one shot. Amazing, great.
Yeah.
I love it when they do. And obviously, One Cut of the Dead, that whole bit there. So it's cool.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Is the film any good though? 1917.
Well, it was okay. Well, no, right. What bothered me, they made a huge point that the premise is that these 2 soldiers have to get over into enemy lines and go warn this battalion before they all get killed. Yet they get over enemy lines, and then there's a whole bloody battalion of our guys that just turn up. So it's
all that effort.
Yeah, you kind of think, well, why didn't they just tell them? I don't know. I don't know what communication was like back in the day.
Not great, I don't think.
Not great.
No.
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
But
Denny.
what I did find discover is there's very few films made about the First World War. Apparently,
There are. Yeah.
there's Journey's End, which has been made a couple of times.
Never seen.
Yeah,
No.
I've read the play.
Did it start as a play or a book
Yeah,
or a
so
film?
it's a play.
Is Stanley
War Horse?
Kubrick's
Shining.
Paths of Glory? I think that may be the First World War. That's Kirk Douglas. We lost. We finally lost.
It sounds like we were waiting
Douglas.
for that, looking forward to it.
What?
Finally lost him.
But it's like for years, for the past 20
He's at
years,
150,
I've been having moments. So like I might be eating cherry pie or something. Think, Jesus,
Has he got
Kurt
any-
is still with us.
Has he got anything to do with cherry pie?
I think he invented
no,
it.
In fact,
he might have done actually. But yeah, bless Kurt.
So
he's definitely
come
put
on,
in some
what
good.
films was he on besides Spartacus?
Spartacus, great film. One cup in the hole, one in the
One
cup.
cup in the
It's
hole.
a really good film. I can't. One.
That doesn't sound like
It's a Billy Wilder
That
film.
sounds
It's
like-
really
2
good.
girls and a cup.
Really
Wasn't
good.
it that, was he?
He's in a good kind of weird sort of horror telekinetic film called The Fear, I believe it's called. It's got John Cassavetes in it as well. But anyway, yes.
Spartacus, Ace in the Hole, Lust
Ace
for
in
Life,
the Hole.
Vikings
is
Illusion,
great.
It Runs in the Family, Touched by an Angel, Bar Mitzvah, Diamonds, The Simpsons. He's within a lot.
He's been in
Yeah.
So he had
Vikings is a really good one.
95 acting credits.
Yeah.
IMDb.
Well done, Kurt, man. Powerhouse.
Finally lost it.
Finally lost him. We're going to get Denis Villeneuve's, the guy who did The Arrival, did Blade Runner
I like Arrival.
2049.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I liked Arrival a lot. So he's working on Dune. And it's looking like it's probably going to be pretty nifty. And we're going to get that in December. So
Is
we've
this
got
a
quite an exciting...
film or a
It's a
10-part?
film. Yeah, I think it's a film. I
Sorry,
think
we're
we're going to
talking
have
Dune, did you say?
Dune.
Yeah. It's a mini-series, is it?
No.
Is it a film?
Tell me it's not a mini-series. I think it's a film.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's coming out in December. I'll hope I'm not wrong.
I thought it was a mini-series.
Oh, damn it. All right, then. We'll leave that one on ice. Pretend you didn't hear that.
Well, it's alright. You can talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, and I got it wrong last time when I said that the... the Benioff and Weiss, the Game of Thrones writers, they're doing Lovecraft. It's actually going to be a trilogy that's just all theirs. It's not linked to Nicolas Cage's film that's recently come out, The Colour Out of Space. It's not linked to that, albeit that Colour Out of Space is also an H.P. Lovecraft working.
Oh,
so yeah, tidy that up. Just tidy that up.
Marvellous.
Sleep better now.
Only other thing I have is, did you guys see the Candyman trailer?
I did see it.
What did you think? So this is a kind of an homage sequel type thing. Hold on, there is a specific wording about a spiritual sequel to the 1992 original.
Yeah.
It's written and produced by Jordan Peele.
So he did Us.
He did Us and Get Out.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And directed by Nia DaCosta. What did you think of the trailer?
Right, well, I liked the trailer very much. There was lots of similarities to the 92 version,
And you
which I love.
Yeah.
It's obviously, as we know, it's very different so it's not going from the original short story, which is set in Liverpool, all that kind of stuff, which is fine by me. It'll be interesting to see if they keep the social connotations, which is the thing that I really like. But I heard the name check of Cabrini Green, which was nice.
Yeah.
So I've got high hopes for it. It looks good.
It looks quite violent. Looks more violent than the original, but I guess that's the kind of progression we're on.
Yeah.
But
I'm not feeling it.
No?
No,
Well,
it's because the original is like you say, the whole sort of social commentary, and it's a nasty, nasty film, and the pain and stuff that was put into that film, and literally like the actors were put through freaking hell. And this, like from the opening scene, you see 5 or 6 girls all lined up at high school or whatever, looking into the mirror saying Candyman, and I'm like, nah.
But I think if you look at the trailer for the original, I think the focus would have been on the Candyman bit, whereas actually that wasn't really a massive part of it at all. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But
we will see.
I'm quite
from
excited.
the trailer, he appears to be in it more than he was in the original. But Tony Todd is listed as a member of the cast, even though in the trailer I didn't get his voice for Candyman.
You don't see the Candyman at all, do you?
No, you don't. You do get his
so.
voice, and I couldn't immediately place it as Tony Todd.
He's probably got a cameo as someone from Cabrini Green or something.
Yeah, we'll see. But we're going to watch it though, right?
Hell yeah.
Cool.
We'll do a trip and Laurie won't come.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to come to this one. We should make him go to this one.
I'm excited to see actually Wes Craven's got a new one coming out called The French Dispatch, which is apparently it's a
I thought Wes Craven was dead.
Not Wes Craven, Wes Anderson.
Right.
Did I say Craven?
Yeah.
Damn
I think
it.
you're thinking of Swamp Thing, aren't you?
Or News Round. I don't know. The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson, new film. He's kind of got the usual cast, as it were. We've got
Is he the one that
Bill
does all the
Murray, Owen
puppetry?
Wilson. He did
did
Fantastic Mr. Fox, and he did Island of Dogs.
And Mona Lisa? I know I talk about that all the
You
time.
always do that. I don't know that one.
Okay, I don't think it is him.
Royal Tenenbaums,
Yeah.
Life Aquatic, the Grand Budapest Hotel. Always
Yeah, all
unique,
good. Yeah, I love
beautiful,
those
obsessive. Like the detail of his films are just. I think he's fantastic.
So what's this film about?
So The French Dispatch is kind of a love letter to journalism set in fictional 1920th century France.
No, it was definitely a real place. No,
But no, the world, the universe is quite fictional. I think you might have flying pigs and shit like that. So it looks like it's going to be really good. Well, of course,
When's
it's
that
going to be good. That's in June. We've got that, so a bit of time, but it's just exciting to see that that's coming out.
Nice.
Lovely.
That's
Anything
it
else?
for me.
No.
In that case, we should move on to mailbag. Anybody had any mail?
Oh, mailbag.
You like that?
Yeah. No.
Shall I write it on the
I don't
bag?
think
I'm going
so.
to write it on the bag now.
I've got a couple actually.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, exciting.
First one is hi Lighthouse crew. Can you open the window? It's blowing a bloody gale out here.
It is. Can you hear it?
That's from Alan.
That's the same here.
Why do we need to open a window if it's blowing a gale? Surely we should keep it shut.
Oh no, Alan's outside. He wants
Oh,
to
okay.
come
Oh,
in.
right, okay.
And the second one is anonymous.
Oh,
Always a bit worrying. And it just says, enough of the aimless chat and films. I want to know when the next quiz will be. Well, it couldn't possibly be a movie Lighthouse special without a quiz.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes.
So, 4 rounds to this quiz. First round, because it's Valentine's,
Yeah.
love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Do-do-do-do-do.
You complete me, Jerry Maguire. I've crossed oceans of time to find you. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
So it's the quiz started. What
No.
do we have to do?
This is the
Just
this is the
listen.
intro.
Alright.
I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so badly. You've got mail. I wish I knew how to quit you, Brokeback Mountain.
Would you know how to quit you? That's a tale of passion.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
A little bit Spanish.
The love stories in our favourite films bring us jeopardy, peril, sacrifice and joy. But can yous twos identify the film and the love story arc from these quotes?
Oh.
Right.
Can you? So
There's
I'm gonna
not
film.
15 questions, are there?
No. There's 3 questions in each round.
Yes.
So, sorry, we have to identify the film and the story arc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
It will make sense once I give you the answers to the first question.
All right, okay.
So, James, you go first.
Yeah.
The quote is, "Get away from her, you bitch."
Okay. So that is Ripley in Aliens.
Correct for 1 point, Aliens.
And the love story arc is... oh, Lord. What, in Aliens?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Well,
Pick
Why
a love
is she
story in
saying
Aliens.
okay. Well, it will be her and the guy that she puts to sleep who she likes.
Oh, no.
What,
The
Hicks?
cat. The cat.
No.
It's
to
her
steal a
love for
point,
Newt, isn't it?
Ripley and Newt.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the
not-
story.
Well, I
Or-
thought we were talking Valentine's love.
Or I would also have accepted the facehugger in the jar and Burke. Or Vasquez and Drake.
Yay, Vasquez. I was looking at her gun yesterday.
1 point
1 point to me.
each.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Laurie
thanks,
stole-
man.
Laurie stole
That's
that.
how it's going. That's how it's going. Okay.
All
I'm
right.
ready for my question.
Laurie,
Yeah.
your quote is, "Start the reactor."
Oh. Do you know it? Oh, start the reactor. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, no. Oh, damn it.
No? James, you want to steal the film?
When the wind blows?
No.
That's
So
a-
it is
Star Trek.
the original Total Recall
Oh!
love story arc.
Oh, can't I steal that? Oh, go on then. I don't know anyway.
So it's him and the brunette. Because you think it's him and...
Melina.
Kick-Ass, but it's not her, it's the brunette.
It is him and Melina.
Yeah.
I would
Not the little
also,
guy.
Start the reactor!
That's the one who says, "Start the reactor."
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The reactor. I would also have accepted Hauser and Cohagen,
Oh, right, yeah.
or
Oh, yeah.
us generally, and honorary lighthouse keeper Michael Ironside.
They're right. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so second question for you, James.
Yeah.
I feel the need for speed.
Oh, man.
Oh, flipping
Yours are much easier, though.
I can't.
Are you fucking
No,
serious?
I can't think of it. The need for speed. I can't think of it.
Not like the amphetamine.
No. I want to say something like Batman. I can't remember.
Top
To
Gun,
steal?
for God's sake.
Oh, well,
Glory
I've
to
only
steal.
not really seen that.
It comes
have I?
with a handshake.
Only
Well,
seen it
whatever
once.
the hell
Love
that is.
story arc.
Okay. Him in the bathroom with any of the other guys.
Yes! Go for that. Shower scene.
It's not what I have, but I hadn't thought about that. I would have accepted Maverick and Goose.
Yeah.
I would also have accepted Val Kilmer and his own reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, us generally, and honorary lighthouse keeper Michael Ironside.
Can I just ask, has anyone seen Maverick? Is it come out yet?
Seen the trailer?
It's not out yet, is it?
No, it's not out yet.
Okay.
Cool.
Second question.
Yeah, go on.
Laurie. Ugh. And I thought these smelled bad on the outside.
Oh, yeah. So that's Han Solo slicing open the tauntaun
What's the film?
to put Luke in, side of it, in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And the love arc is... I'm going to try and pick a good one. I wonder if you've got it. Balls. Han and Leia. There you go. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You can't have the point for that.
Way
It's
too-
Han and Chewie.
Han and
Yeah.
Chewie.
Or,
Or C-3PO and R2-D2.
could have had that. Or,
Do I get a point?
Yoda and the Pepperami.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, I also had Laurie and the merest whiff of anything Star Wars.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's that too. There's that too.
Okay,
so,
so-
actually, yes.
You like
The High Republic. The High Republic is going to be apparently where Star Wars are going now after this the Skywalker stuff. The High Republic, really old, way back. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Carry on.
Final question in this round.
Sorry, Laurie was just answering a question that we talked about 40 minutes ago.
I just skim over this, whereas you're used to trying to make context of this stuff. I just don't bother. Right, final question in this round.
Yeah.
James.
Yes.
We have such sights to show.
Well, that is Hellraiser.
It is.
And I am going to say that Uncle Frank, Brother Frank, and the box.
Oh!
Not what I had, but I'm going to give you that. I had Julia and Frank as the barn door one,
Oh, yeah. That's...
but I would also have accepted the homeless demon dude and live crickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. I think you have got the tougher end of the stick on this round.
Okay.
Apologies for that.
Good.
Kill your brother, you'll feel better.
Ooh, bleh. Has he got Michael Ironside in it?
No, this one doesn't.
Damn it!
And we haven't reviewed it,
Brother,
but it would fit in our remit.
you'll feel better. Bleh. Is it like Lord of the Ringsies?
Nope.
No, okay, I don't know.
It is The Lost Boys.
I knew that.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah, the Lost Boys. I didn't know really.
Love story arc?
Michael and Star.
Yep, that's one I have. I would also have accepted The Frog Brothers and Any Method of Vampire Dispatch.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. So at the end of the first round, Laurie, you have 5 points.
Oh my god.
James, you have 5 points.
Oh!
Neck and neck.
Excited, I'm liking this quiz.
Okay, so Valentine's Day episode. What is the best way to say you love somebody? Poetry. Before you can anything else. I did ask you to prepare a little haiku.
It is actually called a haiku.
It is called a haiku. Yeah.
I thought a haiku was like a political brouhaha. You know, a backstabbing.
So you thought it was just making up the word. What did you think?
You wanted.
Well, I thought
wanted
this
you to
must be
compose a
pronounced like
political
Hayawaka.
brouhaha.
I don't know. I give up. I thought it was a political thing.
But have you done a haiku?
I have done a haiku.
You've done a haiku.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I've done one.
Yeah.
So I'll start, and then we'll go for yours.
All right.
Okay.
So mine is haiku. For those of you, I'm going to mansplain. Is a 3-line poem. First line's 5 syllables. Second line 7 syllables. Third line 5 syllables. Japanese. You don't have to do it in Japanese. So mine is traversing the coast. Those dickheads in the lighthouse made me sink my boat.
That's great. Love it.
Yeah.
All
James?
right. Mine's a bit depressing, really.
Oh no.
Love is like a film, immersing you in wonder. All too soon it's done.
Oh. Well, that's you're quite a
Nice.
deep character though, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I've prepared mine.
Hold on a
Are
minute.
you ready?
Hold on a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
We've got a Bon Tempi.
Ready? Let's go. Wyndham's sultry hair, James Wilden's tender thigh string. Didn't work out. The lighthouse beams aloft.
wow. And you pre-recorded the music.
That was that guy.
Amazing. So I think that was amazing.
Yeah.
But the reason I wanted to do a quick little poetry corner is because I have been sent a proper poem
Yeah.
by a published poet
Yeah.
aimed specifically for us.
What?
Really?
really.
Why the hell would they do that?
Our man in Canada,
Oh yeah,
Conor McDonald,
yeah.
as well as being a consultant paediatrician anaesthetist saving babies, is also a published poet.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got a collection of poetry called Safe Spaces, which is published by Frog Hollow Press in Canada. A small
wicked.
little imprint. But if you check them out, they will ship globally. Just pay by PayPal.
What's it called again?
Brilliant. It's called Safe Spaces.
Okay.
And he's also been published in Figurehead magazine. And in 2016, he was shortlisted for the Marina Lamat Prize. I'm not in...
Yes,
I
Conor
thought
boy.
this guy writes into
I
us.
know, he's awesome, man.
Okay, so...
And he's got a love for My Bloody Valentine. He's a dude.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a poem by Conor McDonald.
Is this a haiku?
Nope.
Okay.
This is proper poetry called The Lighthouse at the End of the World. With the end unfolding around us, we need to know how we begin. We would fall asleep facing each other, devout like praying children, proud of how we fit together, mirror and universe taking turn to show each other everything. We would close our eyes to the sounds of our impending infestation, to the chew of manufacture and approaching deconstruction. We would collapse as if we were posed there, slowly molt into monuments, a fleshy installation, a fertile portmanteau. We would wake as electrified angels, remove antenna for procreation, building, unbuilding each other until a better behaviour is set. It would be as if we were placed here by an accidental magic, a heel of rock, a Finisterre, where we might pray like children, to live and shine forever, forever lying still.
Wow. A casual drop in there.
that
Jesus
noise?
Christ.
That whirring noise.
That's a boat outside and it's pretending it's a washing machine.
Oh right. Can I? Can we put that on the Facebook
Yeah,
page?
so I'm just going to... I'm sure he won't mind. I just need to double check with Conor.
That's
that
great.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I need to look at it again though. I find
Yeah.
poetry quite inaccessible most
Well,
of the time.
I've had to read that about 20 times to get
It would
my
be kind of
version
wonderful
it.
if that shit went down though. We kind of need it all.
I'm sure it will
Back again.
I can't imagine he would mind, but thank you so much, Conor. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Maybe coronavirus will get us to that point. All right, I'll leave it there.
No, it's good. Conor did actually send me a note, kind of saying he had a view as to how we would each react to that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what
I
that
dig
was
it. I'm
like.
fully up for it, man.
Cool. Thank you so much, Conor. That was amazing.
Oh.
Okay. In the bean.
Oh,
Rattling through it.
Oh, I love that noise, isn't it? It's got a warm feeling.
what the script?
No.
The washing machine. Oh, that one.
Explain, Laurie, explain to everybody what In the Bean is.
So in the beam is obviously we stay up late and we force our light out into that fog, and every now and again we land that light on a little gem that we need to bring to your attention. 9 times out of 10 you already heard of it, but we do it all the same.
Perfect. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I thought it was going to be The Mask of the Red Death, Vincent Price, but it turns out it wasn't. It got trumped by a film I loved when it first came out in 2010, and I still freaking love it. I watched it with my son. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, it's just great. It's just an epic of epicness, I think was the tagline. Edgar Wright wrote it, so the dude who did Spaced, came from
Hot
that.
Fuzz and
That's it, and then
Yeah.
Hollywood took him
Shaun
on
of the
board.
Dead. It's
Yes.
kind of like a comic booky type film, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Very comic booky, very game centric. So you've got the Zelda theme running through it throughout.
Does he have to
I've
kind of
never
end up
seen it.
challenging the ex-boyfriends
Yeah,
of
yeah.
his wannabe girlfriend?
Yeah, so he's just like a
And
Canadian.
they're all superheroes.
Yeah.
type
What
thing.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was before kind of like the superhero films really.
Do you know what? I think I've seen the
Exploded.
first half an hour. Isn't there like bits of like the text comes up on the screen? Well, am I remembering that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a bit of that on it.
I'll have to watch
It's
it.
freaking awesome. So yeah, he's just like a dude in a band in Toronto. I think they're in Toronto, and yeah, he kind of falls in love with this girl, and they get together. And it turns out, actually, for him to be her boyfriend, he has to defeat her 7 ex-evil boyfriends, and they all have certain powers and stuff like that. And there's kind of manga
And it's
fights.
the weedy kid out of
Yeah. What's his name? He's just
that
freaking
really
brilliant.
famous film. He's because the other film he's in is with Jonah Hill, isn't he?
What's his ball name? I know he's in Arrested Development or whatever it is.
It is Michael Cera.
Yeah, he's great. I love him desperately. But anyway, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. As I say, you've probably already seen it. Totally already know that it's a great film, but I just saw it again recently, and it's just brilliant.
I've just made that clear.
It's brilliant.
I'm going to watch it this afternoon, maybe.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, right, so mine was going to be, Terry recommended a film to me called Enemy Mine, which I thought was great.
You saw Enemy Mine?
Yeah, but I'm afraid it got trumped. I've watched loads of films this month. But it's quite a big one, really. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, I still haven't seen that.
Oh, do you know what? It's... You know, I banged on about that film I saw, which had the Manson family in it.
And they tricked history.
Yeah. Well... Once Upon a Time in Hollywood does kind of exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Except they make it a love letter to Sharon Tate, and it's just so beautifully done. And the way they handle it at the end, it doesn't involve Sharon Tate at all. It actually revolves around the characters that Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt play. But it's just... I think it's Tarantino at its best. It is
amazing, isn't
funny.
it? Yeah.
The whole sequence with Bruce Lee is just brilliant. It's just so it's so clever, so funny. That his use of music, his use of colour, his use of everything just works. And,
brilliant.
And his characters, the way Leonardo portrays this kind of fading TV star. It's done with so much love and. You just feel so happy for him at the end when things kind of work out, or he's just such a good filmmaker.
It is an amazing film, and especially because all of those things, character, colour, music, all that kind of storytelling, you think this is so Tarantino, but it's missing the violence.
Yeah,
he solves that. Don't worry.
yeah. But
and fuck me, does he solve that?
And it's the right way to remember Sharon Tate, and the right amount of looking at the Manson family as well. I think you see Charles Manson for one shot for about 3 seconds. It's very, very short, and it doesn't become a glorification of what he did.
No.
And that's it. That's what I found.
They made them out to be the dicks that they were.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, that's that vilification, as it were, which is a thing that he does quite a lot. He did it with Django. He did it with Inglourious Basterds, which is my kind of favourite. Whereas that, you have that scene where Hitler gets shot in the face by a fucking machine gun. You see it.
Not seen it.
But
only halfway through. You're a dick.
Well, you've given away the end of your Hollywood ones. So too shame
No,
on
I
me.
haven't.
But that... Because you had a problem with the other thing because they changed history and you thought it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I did actually mention Inglourious Basterds, saying it's actually quite an interesting thing to do. Because,
I think if it's done in the right way.
Yeah.
And they didn't use... So when you see Sharon Tate in this film...
Played by Margot Robbie.
You see, brilliantly. And you see her going to watch a film of herself. She goes to see herself in this movie. And the cinemas... only got 3 or 4, 5, 6 people in it, hardly anybody in it, but they really enjoyed the film, and you see her just so sweetly realising that people like her, and that's so it's a celebration of her, not about her being victimised. Which as it should be, really.
You can get focused, caught on the wrong kind of thing.
It's brilliant.
I really want to see it.
Yeah, and mine is one that you might not have heard of. It is Night Hunter.
Right.
It's on Netflix.
Oh.
It is Henry Cavill, Ben Kingsley, Alexandria Daddario, and Brendan Fletcher. Mm-hmm. And it's essentially a kind of low rent is the wrong term because it isn't shit, but it's kind of like a low rent Silence of the Lambs.
Oh right.
So
okay.
Henry Cavill plays a policeman who searches out the worst in the kind of searches in all the dark corners of society for horrible people. And the film starts with a woman running through the woods, which is always, that's going to be bad, in her knickers and a top, and this guy following her. Henry Cavill is the policeman trying to catch these people. Ben Kingsley is a retired judge who has a young woman, and together, doesn't have, but he and this young woman trap paedophiles.
All right.
So she lures them in. He kind of chemically castrates them,
Oh,
takes their money,
poor
redistributes
paedophiles.
it to everybody else. But it's on Netflix. Well worth 90 minutes of your time.
Okay, great.
It's good. And then there's a little bit. It's one of those bit of a twist. Yeah, it's good. Well worth a watch. Night Hunter.
Night Hunter.
I'm going to watch that as well.
Cool. So brings us to On the Rocks.
Love on the rocks. Ain't no surprise.
Laurie,
Yeah.
what is On the Rocks?
Well, I very rarely manage to bring anything to the table here, and I do have a personal rule of it
Stop
should
listening
be
to your
film.
question.
It should be film. Oh no, sorry. Sorry, I've actually just listened to your question. I've got a 30-second delay. So On the Rocks is basically there are rocks out there you can bump into a sack of shit that can fuck you up. So we're trying to flag to you. You probably already know this shit. Films that are shit.
And do you have one?
Yeah, but it's not actually a film. So everyone's been raving about The Stranger, right? And it's not shit.
Sorry, what's
What's the Stranger?
is that one set in Manchester?
It's set wherever it's set. I don't know. It is.
What is
Birmingham or
it? A
something?
TV show?
It's just
TV show.
It's
How
definitely set in
1990s
Manchester
was
because
it?
I've heard someone else.
some
go.
guy's wife's gone missing. He's received a text saying, "I just need time," but it's like, no, she hasn't gone missing. Something weird is going on, and quite rightly, something really weird is going on.
Right.
And yeah, it's just got these kind of, who's that? What does that mean? Like these strangers turn up and they say, your wife, this guy, his wife's vanished, or said, I need time. This woman just turns up in a cab, complete stranger, and she says, your children aren't your children, your wife has always lied to you. When she said she had a miscarriage, that was a lie. She only said it to keep you with her. And he's like, what? And all this seed goes in his head. Where is she? What? Anyway, blah, blah, blah. And it escalates from there. It's kind of interesting writing. There's some clunky bits about it. And I think it's just a bit shit. And everyone's raving about it.
And you think they're wrong?
Yeah, watch The Outsider or watch...
Can I just say, as well, Strangers on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's one of, because you don't really associate Netflix. They've made a homegrown. It is set in Manchester. It's set all around there, in a fictional town just outside Manchester. But I just don't think, from what I hear, it's just not worked at all.
Oh, really? Everyone I'm speaking to is like, oh, it's amazing. Got to check it out. They're loving it. They're loving it.
Well,
Which
you're
is
not.
cool because it's a British production and, that's all really cool. I'm up for that. But it reminds me, look, the Thin Blue Line or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That
It's
comedy.
No, not the Thin Blue Line then. What's it called?
The Red Line?
The war film.
The police, inside police cops and any dodgy cop, Line of Duty. Jesus Christ.
There was a line in it.
It's got that Line of Duty crapness about it.
Right.
There you
Okay.
go. I'll leave it there.
Fair enough.
Okay.
James?
Yeah, mine is a 2019 live action reimagining of Aladdin by Disney. Flipping heck. I mean,
The kids quite liked it, actually.
Will Smith playing the genie is,
It's a word for word remake as well, isn't it? Pretty
virtually,
much.
yeah. But Robin Williams should be turning his grave. He does his song. He does obviously one of the songs, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
His performance is. It's not even phoning it in. It's just terrible, terrible. Guy Ritchie directed it. He should not be allowed to direct
was it Guy
anything
Ritchie?
again.
Is he?
It's got no soul, no heart. There's just very little to like about the film.
I tried watching it and I got about 2 minutes in.
Yeah,
Just the bit on the boat at the beginning. They
Yeah.
try to give a backstory,
Yeah,
which I didn't care enough about to find out what the point of it was. Did he become the genie?
yeah. He was. So spoiler. He was a genie, and that's after he'd been set free. But it was just appalling.
Okay.
And again, it's like the Lion King. They did the same thing. What is the point?
Yeah.
Just go and watch the cartoon or make something new.
They've got money to burn, bruv.
They're making a lot of money from these things.
Well, yeah.
People like you and your family are watching them. And, like Dumbo, you're all over
kids quite like
Dumbo.
it. I'm not all over Dumbo.
Your family's all over Dumbo.
It's hearsay. It's a rumour.
Anyway, that's me.
Okay, and my On the Rocks is Hellboy.
Oh no! Really?
new one.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, the David Harbour one. Have you seen it?
Yes.
I've
Fucking
seen
hated
it.
it.
I've actually seen it probably 3 times.
Really?
In the space of about 3 days.
Deliberately?
Yeah.
You really? I'm not
Did
a
you
fan
really
of
enjoy it? I just thought it was. It just had the feeling of a film that had changed direction
Yes.
midway through,
Oh.
and that they didn't or that in post production they'd kind of gone, "Ooh, not sure, let's change."
Didn't
it."
they have
I
a
didn't
Scouse
get that.
pig in it or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
No.
Yeah.
I really-
Rubbish.
If
I
you
loved
like-
the original. I loved the
Yeah.
first two. I thought they were really good. Those well-made, nice films.
I didn't really like the
Yeah.
Del Toro ones.
So I get the fact that they're trying to make David Harbour and Ron Perlman looked like a particular artist's interpretation of Hellboy, right?
Yeah, Magnola, whatever his name is.
And then David Harbour they have made to look like another artist's version of it.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine. Don't have any problem with that at all. But I thought his prosthetics didn't move properly. It looked like an actor wearing prosthetics.
I thought he looked great. And I think it was great because I've read the Hellboy comics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean stuff like that? What's the stuff like that?
the
You read the comics. What's the stuff like that? Just for the audience, so they know.
old sort of British folklore and Baba Yaga
Oh, stuff like that. Right.
and
I'm with you
Irish
now.
fables and things like that. So yeah, this is much more linked to that, and it visualizes it as well, and it realizes it really greatly, I think. And it's all set pretty much in the British Isles, which is a wonderful thing, and it links into those kind of old British folklores, and you see them on the screen. And I really, really liked it. You got King Arthur at the beginning. As I say, you got Baba Yaga in there, and a walking
Well, it's
house.
not your thing.
Yeah,
it's his,
as this is mine on the rocks, don't listen to a word he said because it is utter ballbags.
Yeah.
It's not. It's really
I
good.
like it.
I really liked it, and
Okay.
and you got Lovejoy in it.
You do have Lovejoy in it, but he's not very good either.
He's great.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Rubbish.
McShane is always great.
Rubbish. Terrible. Don't watch it.
Well,
So at the end of that, controversy. Oh, by the way, The Stranger is amazing. You should definitely watch it.
Actually, Hellboy was directed by Neil Marshall, who did The Descent, another great film, and Dog Soldiers. So that kind of gives you a flavour.
That this is he's definitely on the downward slide. Okay, so into the second round of our quiz.
whoa!
Let's do
And
this.
this round is called the Tender Touch.
Oh,
So, James,
yes.
why might you advise caution to anyone about to indulge in foreplay with Daniel Robitaille?
Okay. Well, is this anything to do with Freddy Krueger and his knives? Is it like a cryptic question? I don't know who this guy is.
You should know who this guy is.
Oh,
Danny Rubbertail.
Yeah.
Daniel
Daniel Robitaille. You know him better by a different name.
Do I know him by the name of? Is he like some sort of nasty villain?
Yeah. Possibly if you looked around here on yourself.
Well, I was thinking Candyman. Well, who's that? Who's he then?
He is Candyman before he gets killed.
Oh, is it? So what's the question?
So the question is, why might you advise caution to anyone about to indulge in foreplay with Daniel Robitaille?
Because if you do that, you could well get your hand chopped off and smeared in honey, and then get stung by bees, or he might come and get you.
It's because he's got a hook for a hand.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
This may not go as smoothly as it had in my head.
well, I was kind of on the right tracks then with the
You
Freddy
were on the
Krueger
right
thing.
tracks, but
You were.
Wrong.
Oh, yeah, well done.
in
I
all
did not know
counts.
that was his name.
Evidently.
Now you know how random
Yeah.
this round
fucking
is.
hell. Yeah.
Okay, why,
Yeah.
when Ryan Reynolds' character was a familiar, did he have to be cautious during sex?
Because he was too damn powerful. Because it came out
Are
like
these
Wire.
cryptic
These are
questions?
slightly... Well, you have to figure out
When he performed
the character
his,
of the film.
his
and then
love sachet, the love sachet was just like cable.
No.
You had to scissor it off.
No. The reality is that in Blade Trinity, the
Oh,
vampire
right.
that turned him had her fangs in her vagina.
Oh, awesome! That's a good sort of Valentine's film.
Trinity.
Teeth. That's a good film for
Is it a
Valentine's.
good film?
Blade
Teeth.
Trinity.
Yeah.
It's
Is it
the
like
weakest
Blade
of the
3?
three. It's the weakest of the three, definitely. Okay, I think we'll quickly run through this round.
Okay.
No, come on, well, now we know what it is.
Okay,
Better.
James.
Well, we don't. But
Okay, James.
Yes.
What adventurous role reversal did Wade Wilson and Vanessa partake in to celebrate Valentine's?
Wade Wilson.
and Vanessa.
Again, you know Wade Wilson by a different name.
Yeah, but I recognise Wade Wilson. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with I don't know.
He became the wench. She became the bus conductor.
I don't know.
In other words,
But I have
The
got.
film?
I have not got a clue.
have you not? Oh, Wade Wilson is Deadpool,
Right.
and on Valentine's Day, she pegged him.
Oh right,
which
yeah,
is,
nice.
as you said.
Yeah.
So you kind of technically get the second point.
Yeah,
without
let's
really
go
knowing
with
what
that.
was going on. Okay, Laurie. Why was Kevin Bacon's happy ending not quite such a happy ending?
Because he was invisible.
No.
I don't know.
You're not even trying now. You've both turned off this round, haven't you?
Well,
Yeah.
The
His
film?
shoe fell off. It was just
right,
too loose.
So Kevin, well, we've got Footloose, we've got Invisible
Tremors.
Man, Tremors.
Think earlier in his career.
Flatliners.
Oh no, we're thinking Friday the 13th.
Yes,
here.
you are.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
He gets
Why was his
stabbed.
happy ending not quite such a
Right,
happy
yeah,
ending?
because he gets stabbed. He's having sex and he gets stabbed all the way through.
Yes, he does.
Yes, points to me.
Points to
Did
James.
you get like kebabbed with the
Yeah,
other one?
yeah.
Okay, last question in this round.
But
Thank
yeah,
fuck for that. Jesus Christ.
James,
yes.
who is the best lover? Freddie, Michael, or Jason?
It's got to be Freddie, innit?
Right. So you could, well, if we're arguing from like the reality of the fantasy, you could
reality
say
of
that
the
Michael Myers has never had sex because he spent his childhood in an institution. And so I would say Freddy Krueger, unfortunately.
Yeah, he can do the tongue shit. He's got the reach. He can.
Unfortunately, it is honorary lighthouse keeper Michael Ironside.
Oh, you got duped.
Sorry. Laurie.
Yes.
Last one in this round, and then we can get to
Yes.
the films. Who is the best lover? Maguire, Garfield, or Holland?
Who's Holland?
What's the question?
Maguire, Garfield,
Yep.
or Holland?
Yeah.
So we're talking about Spider-Men's, aren't we? The Spider-Men. Who's the best lover out of those Spider guys?
I think it'll be a trick.
It will be a trick, won't it? What about? Oh, I can't remember the name of the actor from the 70s TV show or 80s, whatever it was. Maguire, because of his sultry eyes.
Unfortunately, it's none of the above. It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Ah!
Because he's just delightful. Right. The end of the second round.
I don't know what that round was about.
But that's all right, because you got some points.
Oh, great.
You both got some points. It's 6-all.
Oh, look at
10
that.
of us. Right.
I don't trust sixes.
No.
Thankfully, we're now brought to our feature presentation.
Oh, fantastic.
So this month is DC, and I think it's kind of fair to say you kind of reacted quickly rather than with consideration. But
Yes, true.
a few little bits of detail about DC. They are the famous comic book rival to Marvel,
Detective Comics.
founded in 1934, and they brought us Superman shortly after in 1938 and Batman in 1939. DC Films heavily laced their canon with Superman and Batman movies. However, they have moved periodically into other characters, not very successfully. such as Jonah Hex. Anybody seen that?
No.
Wow, that is shit.
Jonah Hex? Who?
Jonah Hex. It's thingy Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. It's proper shit.
When did it come out?
Is he a superhero, this Jonah Hex?
It's kind of. He can't be killed type.
Is he a bit
thing.
fishy?
He's set in a weird Western type thing. Green Lantern, another stinker.
Yeah, that didn't work. Did
Constantine, which we did propose. Swamp Thing. And more recently, we've had Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and all that kind of jazz. Aquaman, things like that.
Obviously, the Superman films.
The more recent Superman films.
Fantastic. Superman 3, a lot of qualities.
Films.
And 1, very good.
I've got a question, though.
Yeah.
Why has DC not managed a similar kind of success to Marvel?
Is this part of the quiz?
No, this is just a question.
No
trick question. This is just
no. Well, you can if you think back to like 1989, that Batman stuff when that came out, that was gargantuous. On par with what kind of Marvel. I know now they're making quicker films and a lot more of it, but that was massive.
No, I think the reason why, and I think you've got to put it at Nolan's door. I think the Batman Begins trilogy is the reason for DC's failure into films.
Why?
Because that was so successful.
Yeah.
But what they did with it is they grounded it in so much reality.
Yeah.
It became a format for DC to kind of shy away from the fantastical elements.
Yeah.
And to ground all their stuff in like gritty, dark realism. And gritty, dark realism can only work so much in a superhero thing. So they took out all the fun.
Yeah.
So
they've tried their best.
But when Superman came back, it was so dark, so serious, so up itself.
Really.
And I think they've been trying to catch up with that ever since. The reason Marvel worked is that it didn't take itself too seriously. It started laughing at itself.
That's the heart of the comics itself, though, because it's just completely all bets are off. You can go anywhere. Whereas DC, again, those stories, it's about a guy whose parents got killed and he's going around basically like
no, but that's not the reason.
Yeah, let's not forget that they did do Swamp Thing.
Yes, yeah.
But also, it was still dark and serious with the Nicholson Batman, but it was fantastical.
But equally, if you look at Marvel and you look at Tony Stark, he's a man with a death wish who is an alcoholic.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
that's pretty dark.
Yeah.
They've made it all really grey. Whereas if you look at one of the reasons DC's been so successful on TV is that they have made it light and fantastical. So you've got The Flash is, I stopped watching it because I got a bit bored, but The Flash is a colourful, fun, crazy out there show. Gotham was the same.
Yeah.
Really extreme, fun characters. And what they've actually done, which Marvel haven't been able to do, is create a whole world through the TV series. And I think their big mistake was they should have actually allowed those characters to hit the large screens. So... But
maybe that's kind of what Marvel are doing, and DC kind of want their own kind of line, and
because you don't want to be. Well, they've just changed their tack now, haven't they? It's relatively recent to kind of go. We give up. We have to do slightly cheerier.
Well, look at what we've got. One of the most popular films of the year was what? One of the most popular films, the best film of the year so far. Have you seen? It's The Joker, right?
Yeah.
But
I know officially that's not an official DC thing, but that's kind of an interesting space.
It's from DC, but that is not. Again, that's exactly what it is. It's not a superhero film.
They're standalone films
so
as well.
Why can't they can just be their own thing. They don't have to do the Marvel thing. Let's try and get their own line.
Yeah, but they're not. They're failing. It's failing, failing.
Because we're kind of in this middle ground. Like you say, Nolan's films were really successful. They were kind of always ashamed to be that superhero thing.
That's what it is. That's what it is. DC. The characters in DC are ashamed to be superheroes, and that's why it's failing. I think you're absolutely right.
But we're in this middle ground where it's gone a little bit wobbly. Wonder Woman did very well. Everything else hasn't really hit because it is trying to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more superhero-y. It's not quite working. And then you get the Joker. I know it's not an official DC film, but this is something really interesting right here. Now we've got Patterson, right? Patterson's a chopsy actor. He's like doing really interesting stuff. He's worked with David Cronenberg. He did The Lighthouse recently. I think he's going to take it quite seriously. And there's that opportunity to maybe go, okay, let's go again. This is what DC can do.
But maybe
it's a darker place.
Yeah, do they have to do the standalone movies and just accept that this is who we are.
Yeah.
Let's do standalone films, because what they tried to
Not
do with
necessarily
things like...
standalone, but just take
Well,
it.
they're doing DC. All right, so they're doing superheroes for adults.
But
Because
whenever
the Joker, it's not that is, you know, Marvel is for kids. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, DC and Marvel,
And I
these
think
comics
DC need to
should be
admit
for
they're not
children.
Marvel. I think
Well,
those-
these are not films for kids, and there's only so much adults are going to want. You know,
But especially when you look
I
at...
think they will, because what we're really talking about is Aquaman didn't work, and Wonder Woman and the Superman stuff didn't work. Because
Justice
it's
League
just a
didn't
bit
work.
too kiddie.
Justice
it's
League
too
didn't work.
confused.
None of it's
But
worked.
if you
Suicide
take it
Squad didn't work.
serious-
Joker
But
worked because it was
It's still
basically
trying to be superhero-y.
And that's what I was going to say, that you look at Marvel and they had a plan
Yeah.
from Iron Man to get into Infinity War redemption or whatever. Whereas it feels like DC have gone, we need to throw 16 characters at this film, so you get Suicide Squad.
Let's do what Marvel are doing.
Exactly.
Don't do
and they
that.
have to go...
rewrite, showing it to audiences. You know, Suicide Squad's two different films. That whole project's been one big disaster, and they don't. There's
It's
nothing,
just this middle
but
ground.
there's nothing. It's not
This
a middle
new
ground.
Batman stuff is going to be
There's
fucking
nothing they
interesting.
can do. We've had about 10 different Batmans. You know,
This Patterson one's
I
going to be
mean, Batman
something.
versus Superman was an embarrassment. It was awful.
I actually quite like...
Lex Luthor.
Batman in
They created Lex Luthor as he was more like the Joker than he was anything else. It was an embarrassment.
it was not good. It was not good.
Yeah, and the only reason why the Joker works is basically they've made, what was that film that they keep banging on about from the 70s?
Taxi Driver.
No,
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
no, the comedy one.
King of Comedy.
It's
Yeah.
basically a mixture of King of Comedy and Taxi Driver. You know, with the Joker stuck on as an image.
Yeah,
It's nothing
and
to
a
do.
serious kind of social comment on
Yeah.
what's kind of going on out there.
Yeah, but
What's
it's an,
being
adult,
allowed
it's,
to
a, it's an
happen.
adult film, so if DC want to make adult films...
Yeah, I think
then
that's what they
fine.
should. I think they should admit.
Just
that-
accept
I think
that-
where they went wrong, like you're talking about Aquaman, you're talking about the Superman stuff. They were trying to go, okay, Marvel's being really.
All right, well, I'd
successful.
like to see them
Let's
do
try
the Joker version of Mr. Freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah? You know, I mean, I think the Joker is a kind of a sign of the times, you know. It's a flash in the pan of what, you know, how dark our kind of world is at the moment. I watched Birds of Prey recently. You know, the sequel to Suicide Squad, or, you know, the one with...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right,
Margot
Harlequin.
Robbie.
2 hours, 40 minutes of just throwing shit at the screen.
yeah. I
You
think
know,
we're
is
going to
that
see
you
less
or
of
them?
that.
Yeah. And
Okay,
it's-
so
Yeah. So.
we shall have to wait and see, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to
See
get.
whether
Well, I
they
think
make...
we've already seen. I mean, they're losing money hand over fist.
Yeah, but Joker's has made a, and as you say, it's not officially a DC movie, but
yeah,
that
it's
has
well, I suppose it is
absolutely
because it's a
smashed
DC
it.
character.
So maybe now they go, maybe we just need to
Admit.
do our thing.
Do your thing.
We are not going to be able to emulate Marvel,
Yeah.
and actually, it'd be interesting to see where Marvel go from here.
Yeah.
But we just have to crack on.
I mean, it will be interesting to see because this new Batman film is featuring the Catwoman, isn't it? So, you know, we've.
The Catwoman.
Well, they always they say these things. Though. I mean, I'm just a bit. I mean, it's because we.
I think the Catwoman conjures different mental images to Catwoman.
Well,
the
maybe we're
Catwoman
getting
has got a trolley full of cats.
Maybe we're getting old. I bet she's called the Catwoman. Maybe we're getting old, but it seems like only 5 minutes ago since we had the Batman with their new version of the Catwoman, with you know, her
Michelle
basically
Pfeiffer?
being
Oh,
no,
she was great.
the one in the trilogy where she was basically just
Oh, Hathaway.
she was
Oh, yeah.
she was a cat burglar. You know,
Yeah.
there was no fantastical
Oh,
quality
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I get
She
it.
didn't have any like six cat-like sense.
She was
Yeah.
kick-ass.
You know,
though.
so
She was kick-ass.
it'll be interesting to see what route they're going to take with
Yeah.
this Patterson. Is it going to be?
It's gonna be
really serious and grounded in reality because we've had that already.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Interesting. Okay, so let's talk about the ones that got away. One of you proposed Constantine.
Yeah.
Why did you propose Constantine?
I just like it.
It's
I
good
think it's a
fun.
really good film. It's a good film. Good characterisation.
Talk about the dark side, though. It is about a man who's got terminal lung cancer.
Exactly. But now this
Take your kids to
Constantine,
see it.
Constantine's character, he was invented in a Swamp Thing comic, so he
But-
came from
but
that.
also
written
as well-
by Alan Moore.
Also, it's a character that's always been not for kids.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah,
comic
absolutely.
wasn't written for children.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it was in Swamp Thing.
No, but
where he
teens,
came.
but
Teenagers.
you know,
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
to like Superman or Batman, which you could, could argue. You know, I know there are more adult versions. Can I just say the Joker as well? That is based on a graphic novel, isn't it? Because I've read the graphic novel. Loosely.
I don't know.
Yeah, about a comedian. It could be funny, but I think it's very loosely based on it.
Well, there's a Killing Joke. You had.
That's
He's a comedian, but yeah, it doesn't go where the Joker goes.
All right, sorry.
It's all right. You also proposed Burton's Batman. Was that you?
Yeah.
I
It's
like
because I got
Burton's
really stumped. I just went
and
mental.
ignored all the Superman films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pity that is, because it would have been nice to visit one of the Superman films.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
We
What
didn't.
did pick
Oh, fucking hell.
was we're going to start with V for Vendetta.
Okay.
So let me tell you a little bit about the film, and then we'll play a clip. So don't jump in just yet, Rory. Mm-hmm. V for Vendetta was released in 2005. It was directed by James McTeague. Screenplay by Lily and Lana Wachowski. Sorry. Graphic novel by Alan Moore and based on a graphic novel by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. Music was by Dario Marianelli. Budget was reportedly 54 million, and at the box office it did 132.5. Let's play a clip.
I wish I wasn't afraid all the time, but I am.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
Those caught in violation of curfew will be prosecuted without leniency or exception.
It's past curfew, you know.
First experiences with Vendetta.
You're doing really good in this scene.
Oh no, sorry. Sorry.
What?
Some notable actors in this film.
Oh.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Hugo Weaving. John Hurt.
No, sorry, who did Hugo Weaving play?
Really?
He's
V.
V.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah,
Oh, you don't see his
not-
face, yeah, all right, okay. Sorry. And a shit ton of British actors. Essentially, they put a note out in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So turn up, we're doing a British film.
Who's
Crack
our
on.
Irish guy? The cop.
Irish guy. I only wrote those three down.
Oh no, come on. What's his
Bear
name?
with me.
I totally know his name.
I don't know who Hugo Weaving is.
So we've got Rupert Graves, we've got Stephen Ray.
That's it,
Stephen
Stephen
Fry,
Ray, thank you.
Tim Pigott-Smith, Roger Allam, Ben Miles, Sinead Cusack.
I was thinking of Stephen Ray.
John
He's in The
Standing.
Stranger, by the way. He's quite good in it.
Lots and lots and lots of different people in here. Laurie,
Oh,
it's your moment.
God.
1 minute synopsis.
Oh, damn it. Right. Okay, so we're in a suppressive, is it totalitarian? Is that the right word?
If you like.
State. Britain is being controlled essentially by Big Brother. We're all rationed and shitty, and everyone's kind of being watched. And there's this anarchist maverick that's appearing and blowing up places called V. And this young girl gets caught up in his story or whatever. He takes her into his confidence, and she learns about his anarchy and the importance of it, and then you learn about what he came from, and then he goes out and fucks more shit up, but people are trying to capture him and fuck him up.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I will admit I didn't get to see it. I've seen this about 5-6 times, but this I recently haven't been able to see it. I apologise.
Well,
Whoa.
okay.
That's awkward.
Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it?
I don't know whether we can do it now.
No, I don't think he can say anything
Seems like
else.
this is really based on 3 wheels on a wagon, and
Yeah.
you've only got 2 wheels.
Yeah, and that we know that can't.
It just doesn't work, does it?
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Okay, first memories. James.
I've never seen it before.
But you have seen it.
Yeah, I realise now that I know very, very little about the gunpowder plot. Why don't they make a film about that?
It's not. Is there that much about the gunpowder plot in it?
No, but I just thought, it would be good to make. There isn't a film. That'd be a great film, wouldn't it? Like a big blockbuster in the summer.
Yeah.
About the gunpowder plot. I'd never seen it before, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really excited about it. I read the comic before I saw the film, and I loved the comic so much. I was enjoying it so much. It's one of those ones where you just eat it to pieces and you never want it to end, and it did end. And then a couple of years later, I find out they're making a film about it, so really excited about that. Watched it, and yeah, of course it's a disappointment. There's so many layers of the book that's not really there, but I think they do a solid job, to be honest. And famously, obviously, Alan Moore always disassociates himself with the film of his stories, as it were, because he knows it's not going to work. But I think out of the ones that have been done of his work, this is one of the better ones, kind of on par with Watchmen kind of feel, I think. So I liked it.
So what in the graphic novel did they not pick out?
There's loads of stuff. For God's sake. So basically these murders that V is making, and he leaves his calling card, the red or the white rose, whatever it is. So that's kind of your opening scene. That's a much bigger piece where you've got the cop trying to track down V, and as you follow the cop, you start learning about what V came from and how he was kind of created in a way.
You do get that in the film?
I know you do, but it's much, much more detailed, and the motivations of these Nazis, for want of a better word, why they're doing these experiments, and you just learn about the doctors and their backgrounds and stuff like that. So that's much wider. And then obviously the dialogue, which is a huge thing, because V has a very specific way of talking, where he drops a V as much as he possibly can, and it's spectacular. Yeah. Obviously, Alan Moore's writing is he's a very cultured man. He has very, very broad parameter, as it were. He puts it into this... Or a dictionary. Yeah. But no, the work of play, he's putting like Rolling Stones lyrics in there, Aleister Crowley's in there, the Gunpowder Plot, obviously, but like loads of really cultural, like little stepping stones.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. And is that... How much of the Wachowskis' script is a lift? Because that stuff is really difficult, and it is really obvious with these speeches. I mean, that stuff is difficult.
So I think I don't know word for word, but I think most of the kind of like proper monologues that he says are pretty much what you've got. But there's a lot more text in the book and all that stuff. But it goes really for all the characters. Even their thinking is in the comic is so rich and good and nourishing. And I suppose you can't really get that via Stephen Fry making Eggy in the Basket kind of thing. I don't think there's Eggy in the Basket in the comic.
Do you not? Oh,
no.
That's disappointing.
No.
That was kind of the standout feature.
Yeah. I do love Stephen, though.
But what do we think of the performances then?
I thought the performances were all very good. I thought John Hurt was brilliant. But he's
kind of into those totalitarian films, isn't he?
Yeah. He's 1984.
Yeah.
He is that.
He's the other side of the coin.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Portman was really good. Bit of a Cockney accent was a little bit.
It was a bit weird, wasn't it? Yeah. A bit South African every now and then.
But I liked the dystopian. It was really weird watching it because it was just. When did it come out? What year?
I think it was the same year of the bombings, so they had to kind of delay it a bit.
I suppose it came out just
2005.
Right, so it came out on the cusp of our, I suppose, technical revolution. So our world's changed so much now.
Yeah.
So it looks so dated, but that world is just quite there. So seeing their alternative kind of dystopian future is weird. And start watching The Bill.
Yeah, well, it does definitely have a distinct look and feel to it, though, doesn't it? Which actually, I kind of thought I'm okay with that. It isn't like I look at it and judge it harshly for predicting a poor.
It made it quite refreshing,
but it's just kind of a little capsule in and of itself. Just sat there going, "This is what it is."
It was just a moment of time that I remember quite distinctly, and
the look of it is definitely influenced again back to the comic, and the comic was written in the 80s, and it was basically a reaction to Thatcherism and what she was. And this was kind of like, okay, this is where we're going if we're going to follow this Thatcher shit. And the comic is very, very 80s, so I think that feeling of the bill and the kind of the simpleness of it is probably in the film. They're trying to replicate that kind of feel.
I suppose as well, I was watching something the other day, and it had an old music. What's it? Not iPhone. What are they called? iPods. With the old graphic in it, and it's like, Jesus Christ, that looks so dated. The world we're living in now moves so quickly, I guess, and it's just weird and nice to see it like that.
Yeah. And this is only 15 years ago.
Yeah,
you kind of think, well, that's no time. 15 years.
Yeah,
but completely different. The look and fit. How close? I haven't read the graphic novel.
Yeah,
is V's look Alan Moore's V?
Yeah. It's bob-ons, so the same haircut, the same face, and they're already writing this. They're right in deep into writing it, and they hadn't actually figured out the look of him yet.
In the graphic novel.
Yeah. And then it was the artist guy was like, should we make it like a Guy Fawkes thing? Because he's a bit of an anarchist, and they drew the hat, drew the.
So it was the last kind of moment.
It was kind of like that 3/4 of the way through that mask and the hair and the hat. Came along and they were like, pow, that's it.
I love the voice, and it worked really well with the costume.
Hugo Weaving does really well. He does really
spot
well.
on, isn't it?
Yeah. But when you're saying about the timing of it, it was a different age. Very interesting you said that. So we, obviously terrorism was its thing in 2000 and... I feel terrible now.
So I think the bombings
when did the Twin
in
Towers
London
happen?
So that was 2000, wasn't it?
2000 or 2001?
2001, something like that.
Something like that.
And then
so
the London
obviously
bombings were 2007.
the world frickin' changed, kind of thing. So that could have been an inspiration of kind of this stuff coming out.
Well, I don't think they do it now, blowing up the Houses of Parliament. It's quite a shocking thing to see, really.
That's it. So this film was due to come out literally the same week that happened. They were like, "Whoa, we cannot."
Well, you mean the London? You're talking about the London
bombings. Yeah. So they had to hold it back for a good, I think 6 months or something like that, because that image of the underground tube train full of bombs going to Parliament. But
I'm saying I'm not sure they made this film in this day and age. Really, I know it's based on a comic, but
it's really important.
I think
we need films like this.
Exactly. I was going to say, if you look at some of the characters, so you've got specifically you look at Lewis Prothero, who is the TV whipping people up into a frenzy of nationalism and Christianity and all these we are
media,
this and we are that, and
the Piers Morgan of his day.
So I've actually got here, is Piers Morgan our Lewis Prothero? Lewis Prothero is played by Roger Allen. And how near to... Because I was watching this and you think, okay, this is 15 years ago. Okay, we don't have curfews. So the premise of the film is you've got John Hurt, who is essentially a politician who has taken over on a ticket, essentially, of... I'm here to protect you
like Palpatine in Star
from
Wars.
the unknown dangers of foreigners and this.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. And he's got his security forces are called the Fingermen, and they rule the country with a rod of iron. We're not there with that yet, but I was watching this feeling distinctly uncomfortable about some of the storylines. So the Prothero character, I just saw Piers Morgan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Direct hate.
But arguably, you could say as well. Again, nowadays the iPod has turned into the iPhone. Any media platform, we are at risk to have Prothero positioning
but back
whatever
then,
they want to position.
Back then, I don't think there was a Prothero like Piers
Morgan.
I mean, we had
not.
John Gaunt on BBC London and stuff like that. So you've always had right-wing people, but someone so prominent.
But that's a very small
group
of people he can reach.
Yeah, our TV, to have someone that kind of opinionated and right-wing back then would have been unheard of on breakfast television.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's
Enoch
weird
Powell got on
nowadays.
TV quite a lot. But that's what you need. We need anarchy in the UK, and there's not enough of it at the minute. We need more and more and more and more of it.
It is that there's a quote in it that says the people should not be scared of their government. Government should be scared of the people.
Yeah.
And I think
we're just scared little twats.
Not that we're...
Well, we've given it... Well, it's your own fault for giving him so much power, listener.
And that's...
I didn't do it.
He's got a massive majority. He can do what he wants.
But that's the challenge, isn't it? And it's the same in here, that in this film, it was a case of, let me paint you a picture that is terrifying. They're coming for you. Doesn't matter who they are. They're coming for you. They're coming for you. To protect you, you just have to say, okay, look, you might not want cameras on every corner, but they're going to protect you.
Yeah.
And then you just need a flip of the intention of the person controlling the cameras, and you're in deep shit.
Yeah.
So this was a real. I actually really love this film.
Yeah, I think it's great to watch today. I loved. Can we talk a little bit about the Stephen Fry TV show?
Yes, yeah.
That was great.
So Stephen
The
Fry,
Benny Hill bit.
Yeah, that's where the music was.
So Stephen Fry's character is essentially the soft, easily digestible, parboiled egg of a meal.
Yeah.
That it just keeps everybody in check, keep everybody looking at the screen and laughing, and they don't notice what's happening behind them. V comes in and blows up the Old Bailey. It starts with him destroying the Old Bailey and taking over the centralised TV, the only TV channel essentially in the country. The John Hurt character has insisted that they can project TV into everybody's home, so he has access to the whole population. He says, you are being led astray, you are being corralled like sheep. 1 year from today, I'm going to fuck some shit up.
Blow up the Houses of Parliament.
I don't think he says he's going to blow up the Houses.
Yeah, oh, right, yeah.
He says, I'm going to fuck some shit up. And then you have a year where Hurt is trying to catch him.
Yeah.
And I've completely lost... What did you want to talk about?
The TV show where they...
Oh, yes. Yeah. And so you get all these kind of small acts of... what's the word I'm looking for? Dissent from the population, kind of spray painting the...
Oh, right, yeah. Little signs coming in. Inspiration.
And Stephen Fry's character makes a stand by... Instead of doing his soft-boiled egg, easily digestible TV, he changes his kind of format. Explain what happens, Jen.
Oh gosh, I can't
Or
remember.
just in a high level.
They just embarrass the hell out of the John Hurt character, don't they? They make
him the butt of all the jokes.
Make him butt of all the jokes, which, as it should be, as politicians should be made fun of and stuff. And obviously, the reaction to that's really bad.
But he thinks he's impervious.
Yeah,
he thinks he's going to get away with it.
And what it's really doing as well is feeding the nation's desire for the V character, isn't it? And that's what makes them all become V.
Yeah. They'll slowly get inspired, and then at the end of the film, you see the scene of like I am Spartacus kind of thing. They're all V.
Yeah,
it's interesting because it is that. Again, just watching this film, thinking shit the bed. How have we got to where we are?
Yeah,
that
just
kind of
lazy fuck.
That super thin-skinned politicians. You go back 30 years, they were all rhinoceros hide because all sorts of shit was said about them, mostly true. And now we've gone this kind of claims of bullying and all. I don't think you can really say that. And
but it's hard though because on the other side you're saying we've got these whinging politicians, but then we've got anti-Semitism coming through party politics. That wouldn't have happened 30 years ago. So we had a politician murdered. Yeah. Joe Cox was murdered. So it's
but the point is, but that's the problem, isn't it? That you have these moments where Joe Cox's murder, for example, quite rightly, everybody should be kind of going, hold on a minute, there has to be a threshold of what you can and can't say, and we have to consider people's safety. It's when that gets co-opted by shitbags to say, actually, I just want to shut this conversation down, and I'm going to claim that this is against my rights or whatever it might be. It just is a fascinating. I think it's just really fascinating.
I think, to be honest, this film, back to the film in itself, as I say, reading the comic book, fan-bloomintastic. You touched on the stuff that we're talking about here, and more, and then some. But the film in itself, when I got to the end of it, it kind of reminds me of a burrito I had a couple of days ago. I got from, I can't remember what they're called, tacos or something like that.
I'm hungry.
It costs about £6, and they're like, "Do you want carry under rice or brown rice?" I was like, "Carry under rice, chicken please." Da 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 da. And I ate it, and it was kind of good, but it was like it didn't taste enough. It wasn't really there. Anyway, I felt a little bit like that at the end of this, but it also touches on as well that thing of when does a terrorist is a freedom fighter and vice versa, that kind of thing. But he definitely is a freedom fighter, and he definitely is needed.
But hold on. But let's be honest, that's what terrorists will always say themselves.
Well,
Freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Should we?
He's a freedom fighter because we get the feeling he wins.
Yeah, and we see it
For
from
freedom.
If you lose,
and we see it from his perspective.
yeah, and you're right. His
Fighting
the whole kind
for
of
freedom.
set people free. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we score it?
Yeah, because we have been talking for a while. Well,
Effects, not massively effective.
yeah,
in the
not
film.
really. Nothing really to talk about.
Music.
Not intrusive. I thought it was all right.
Any plot holes? I've got one.
Yeah.
Where did he get the train?
The tube
So at the
train.
end, he fills a tube train full of explosives.
Yeah.
Sends it on a disused line to the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah.
Blows up the Houses of Parliament. Where did he get the train?
Well, he's down there. Why some of them left him down there? Basically, you got obviously vibrations of the Phantom of the Opera. Obviously, 1984, The Count of Monte Cristo, where he actually quotes in the film as well.
Yeah.
That kind of sort of isolation bit where she's in the prison
Oh, I love
cell.
that bit.
and
I love that whole
he's
section.
kind of training her in a way. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, that kind of Count.
I think
Count
we
of
assume
Monte
that people
Cristo
have
bit.
seen these films that we're reviewing because we really go into detail. About
Yes.
them.
Okay.
Can we
Okay.
score it? Because I'm really hungry.
One very quick one. Memorable scenes. This is why you normally drive, James. Memorable scenes.
Oh, well, the bit with all the V's in it.
At the
When,
end.
when they all turn up at the end, I thought
the
that
end.
looked great.
I like
Although, where did he get? How did he make the masks?
All those masks for the
Yeah.
whole of London.
Yeah, where did he make them?
There are obviously a lot of artisans out there. That's what happens under oppression. It's probably his lair. So all the
Yeah.
different
Layer.
pop, his
His
lair.
layer.
So he lives in like a
Pop culture. There's
Sewer
loads of
type
references to this, that, and that. You know, your eye, wherever your eye
Yeah.
will land, it will be a reference to some sort of cultural.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, hasn't he stolen loads of culture back or
Yeah.
something? That's
So
the
they
point.
banned it all. My memorable scene is when V kills the Chancellor
Yeah,
and then Creedy.
yeah.
Yes.
So underground, Creedy is the leader of the Fingermen, and they're all fucking trying to fuck some shit. He's done a deal with Creedy to get to the Chancellor because he needs to pop the Chancellor, and then Creedy thinks, well, we're just going to fuck you up. But man, V's good with knives.
Yeah.
Take some shit down.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question before we score.
Yeah.
Does it stand up today?
I think
Yeah,
we've
I've got a big fat
definitely
yes.
said yes. It
very yes.
resonates.
Yeah, definitely. Even stronger today, probably.
But we
Okay.
need it. We need someone. Anyone.
We do. Okay, let's score it.
Okay.
Okay, so performances 7, Laurie.
Yeah, 7.
7.
Effects, Laurie.
7.
7.
7. Plot, James.
8.
8.
9.
Rewatch 8.
7.
5.
Direction, Laurie.
7.
7.
7. Cinematography
7.
7.
7. Fucking hell.
Sound 6.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to... 5.
7.
Originality.
Well, it's not... In the film itself, no. It's not at all. But if you have never read the comic book or anything
Original.
like that...
Stop going on about the comic book.
Oh... Well, I can't... 5.
9. It was very original, I
8.
thought.
I thought it was original.
Well, that's the...
Enjoyability,
Well, of
James.
course it's coming from somewhere. Everything comes from a source. We're talking about originality in the film.
All right, okay, fine.
James.
All right. Enjoyability. 8.
7.
7.
And life-changing past or present
4.
0.
The film or the idea?
The film. We're always from the film.
Just the film alone?
Yeah. Don't get angry.
2.
It's called the movie Lighthouse.
2.
Not the book Lighthouse.
I know. That's why I gave it a 5 from plot.
All right. 61. 62 from me.
62 from James. 65 from me.
Oh no!
I think I might be borderline diabetic.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Just need to have a sweet.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Not really horrible.
as you put another in your mouth. What are they?
I don't know. I thought they were something that they're not.
Jelly
They look like. I
Buttermans.
think they're licorice.
Oh, it's fruit. It's Bassett's licorice all sorts, but not made by Bassett's.
63.
63, giving us a movie Lighthouse score of 63.3. which puts it somewhere on our leaderboard.
I can tell you that.
James, where does that put it on our leaderboard?
Okay, well...
Sorry, Megan, he's eating.
Don't get me into trouble.
Shall I
She'll be able to
distract her?
On the 2020 leaderboard, it's in 3rd place.
What?
Very good.
And overall...
It's
32nd.
30 seconds.
Just below House. But above the Running Man and Edward Scissorhands.
Excellent. Cool. Well, we are going to take a quick break and then we'll come back with the second film.
Yay!
So yeah, Valentine's special. Is there a film that you would say that kind of synopsises love, encapsulates love in a beautiful way? What would you say, James?
Shut up. We were talking about this earlier and I was thinking, Requiem for a Dream. And Laurie went, not Requiem for a Dream. So I don't know.
James didn't say it out loud. I knew exactly what he was going. What would you say?
Oh, on that line, Notebook.
Oh man, The Notebook. That is something. That is a film. Up.
Pixar.
Oh right. Yeah.
Shit,
Again,
Red,
beautiful.
man.
I think Notebook might trump it, but I would say Harold and Maude. Have you ever
Oh,
seen that?
I haven't seen it, no.
Yeah,
Harold
it's about...
and Maude is excellent.
So Maud is like a pensioner. She's about... and Harold is like 17 and they fall in love.
And he's obsessed with kind of killing himself.
I saw a play version of that, which was rubbish.
Well, the film is very good indeed.
Alrighty. Okay, so we're back. Just before we get into the second and almost certainly best film we've ever reviewed. It's that time again. I know you're excited. It's round 3 of the quiz.
Yeah. Oh, yes!
The
Okay.
final round?
No.
Oh, God.
One more after this.
Okay.
And I'll just keep in mind the style of my quizzing.
Right, yes.
All right.
Okay.
This is the music round.
Oh,
Yeah.
No clips.
Oh.
Can't be bothered with that. James,
Yeah.
first question is to you.
Uh-huh.
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you?
I don't know.
Van Gogh.
It's actually because my medium is sculpture. Laurie,
Yeah.
it's got what it takes. So tell me, why can't this be love?
It's got what it takes. Why can't this be love?
I mean, that's not the tune to the song. It's kind of irrelevant in this
What
round.
it takes. Why can't this...
You know it's
Karate
going to be a
Kid.
quip.
Karate Kid.
So that's Van Halen.
Okay.
It's because you oversalted the caramel.
Okay. Okay.
James,
Yes.
what's love got to do with it?
Not much. It's just a second-hand emotion.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I'm going to give you that.
Yes!
It's because love changes everything. But you can.
Jesus Christ.
Right, bear with me.
You're not trying to catch soap in the bath, you are, Wyndham.
What?
Okay, Laurie,
Go on.
can you feel the love tonight?
Can you feel the love tonight? Is this in a film or anything? Or is this just Elton John
It is in a
singing?
film.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Lion
It's
King.
a live film, isn't it?
Oh, I was just about to say Lion King then.
That's not the answer.
Oh.
Can you feel the love tonight, Laurie?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Pinocchio?
No, the answer is that depends on how closely you press against me.
Oh.
James, last one in this. You'll be oh so pleased to hear. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Moulin Rouge.
I only speak English these days. I refuse to speak any.
Well, that isn't right. It's you're dang right you'll coucher avec moi. Laurie.
Yeah, oh.
Laurie. How much is that doggy in the window?
£7.99. £8. No, it's £8.
You can have that.
Yes!
Oh,
Right.
you just gave a point for nothing.
No, because I got the right price.
Ah,
So
we're still even.
you will be delighted to know you are still even Stevens. It's all down to the final round.
Where does Stephen
Right.
come
And
into
who knows what jeopardy there could be in that round.
Oh.
Right. Moving on to our second film. Laurie, I think this was one that you suggested.
Absolutely it was.
It is Swamp Thing. Let me tell you a little bit about Swamp Thing. It was released in 1982. It is directed by Wes Craven, who, let's not forget, brought us Nightmare on Elm Street, People Under the Stairs, and Scream.
Yes.
So what the It was written by Wes Craven, music by Harry Manfredini. The budget is an estimated $3 million with an unspecified box office. I don't think numbers go small enough. However, it was nominated for a Saturn Award for Best Horror Movie.
Wow.
Don't know what the Saturn Awards are, but sequels and spin-offs. Return of the Swamp Thing. There was a TV series between 1993, and then Netflix have recently done a 10-episode series which was cancelled.
Oh no!
Oh, thank God.
I haven't checked it. Oh no!
Notable actors. There's really only one notable actor in this, and that is Ray Wise.
Yay!
But there's also Louis Jourdan, Adrienne Barbeau, and Dick Durrock, which has to be one of the best names ever.
Yeah, so Louis Jourdan, obviously, he's the punchy actor in this. He's the one that obviously cost the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Play a clip.
Government agents, scientists, soldiers, master criminals, secret formulas, monsters and midgets.
And what a clip.
Yeah.
You can tell a lot about a film, the clips that get played.
You can. You can.
Sorry.
Actually, I do need to flag, actually, we were saying about the cast, Ray Wise, but then Alice Cable, she's a biggie. So she plays Adrienne Barbeau. She is the actress. Yeah. So she's in The Fog. She's KAB.
Right, okay.
KAB Radio. She's in
better
Creep
in The
Show.
Fog.
Oh,
And she's in Escape from New York.
Everybody is better than anything. So this film is just
Laurie.
appalling.
All right, James. I'm going to flip the switch. James, 1 minute synopsis.
Okay, so for reasons that are beyond me, this woman goes into the swamp because they're doing some...
she's a scientist.
Some scientific experiments, and because there are villains in the piece, they inadvertently create a swamp monster called Swamp Thing, and then they spend the rest of the film trying to get out of the swamp, getting back into the swamp, just hanging around the swamp, and then more people drink the solution. It's just an abomination of a film. It shouldn't be allowed ever to be ever seen again.
Okay, can I have a really quick go?
Go on then.
Alex Holland is basically he's a scientist, and they're trying to figure out a way where they can basically grow plants and food.
Again, very politically relevant.
In a desert. So he's trying all these...
So he's doing it in a swamp.
Yeah, because it's very rich. It's very rich in organics. Anyway, he's experimenting with his sister, this and the other, and he comes across the solution. Yes, I could do it. I just pile this green stuff on the floor and stuff grows. Amazing. The next minute, though, you find out Arcane, who's this malevolent bastard, wants that secret formula, and they all plough into the laboratory they've got in the swamp. And Alex, our guy, as he tries to escape, he gets covered in this stuff, and he falls into the swamp, and he comes back as Swamp Thing, and... yeah, just before he dies, he kind of falls in love with Abby, who is this person that visits the science place. And there's the hijinks of him trying to save her and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not loath to ask. First impressions, Laurie. First memories. When did you first see it?
First time I saw it was just now.
You'd never seen this?
I'd never seen this.
For some reason, I went into this thinking that you'd suggested it because it's one of your childhood...
I suggested it because it's my favourite superhero. Again, because of Alan Moore. It's again because of Alan Moore.
Right.
I read his stuff and I was like, that's it. It's Trump Batman, it's Trump everything. So that's why I said Swamp Thing. But yeah, my first impression is, well, this was made in 1982, right? And as you're watching it, it's kind of, you get that...
Was it 82?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get that feeling of the A-Team.
Can I just say, though, if we're going to offer the year it was made as a reason and an excuse for what
No.
82 also gave us Blade Runner, E.T.,
The
The
Thing.
Dark Crystal, The Thing, Poltergeist, and Rambo First Blood.
Well, there we go. Yeah.
Right, so
out of all of them, Rambo First Blood is kind of sort of vibing off more than anything. But yeah, it's basically like an extended episode of kind of the A-Team with... this one
more
kind of
shit.
this action 80s
That's such a
action
point,
film.
Yeah,
You
that
know what
makes
I mean?
no sense.
whatsoever.
So what?
It does make sense.
It's an Alan Moore character.
No. So Swamp Thing came out. I think it could have been late 60s.
What's
maybe
the scope
70s.
of the comics? Because
the comic was
he lives
basically-
in a fucking swamp. He can't go anywhere.
Well, the
And
comics-
nobody else lives in a swamp. Ever.
The original comic was basically, it was a horror comic. So you had vampires, werewolves, stuff like that. And then Swamp Thing was against and trying to save them. Not the vampires, save people from those baddie people.
Right.
And he chilled out in the swamp. Then Alan Moore comes in, he does something much more interesting with the character. And it's much more about that Alec Holland, who believes he is, Swamp Thing believes he is Alec Holland, but actually turns out he's just a plant. He's just he's a vegetable that thinks he is Alex, but he's not. He's just a memory. That's just a memory in him, and it's an ethereal kind of, because he is a vegetable. Because he is a vegetable, he's kind of connected to the earth. It's a different kind of alien perspective that he has. So it's a very profound kind of pagan kind of.
Okay, so nothing
character.
like the film we ended up with.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, can I say something that I think encapsulates the whole film?
Of course you can.
Go on.
Right, when she arrives at the start of the film, she arrives by aquaplane, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Or something, or boat, and then she gets in a boat
Yeah.
to get to this lab.
Yeah.
And she's wearing...
And it's deep in the mangrove
Yeah,
swamp.
and she's completely inappropriately dressed.
She is. She's wearing high heels.
Yeah.
They're all wearing suits.
Yeah,
There's in a
ridiculous.
freaking
None
swamp.
of them are dressed appropriately. And then, about half an hour into the film, the big bad turns up in the swamp, driving into the swamp in a car.
Yes.
Yeah, that sums up my entire film for me. That's a good point. The whole thing is just a complete mess. It's complete nonsense. It's an embarrassment of a film. I hated every second of it.
Didn't you get to a point where it's so bad that you just go,
I didn't even get to that. I resented this film.
An embarrassment of a film. It actually did almost destroy Wes Craven's career, because he did Last House on the Left, which did good reviews, and he did The Hills Have Eyes, which was a massive horror hit, and then he came to this. I think it was actually his fifth film, actually.
So that's,
it almost ruined his career.
I actually had a question here. Is this a director finding his feet? But no, he already had found his feet.
Yeah, he'd done 4 films before.
So
and there was a bit of a
is
buzz.
this? He wrote this, and the script is unbelievably shit.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, the script's here. Capture, escape, capture, escape, capture, escape. That's it. That's what happens.
There's a transformation.
There is a transformation. What do you think of the
transformation?
The transformation was like a sack on his head, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, both the transformation from the man into the little guy.
Well, he falls behind the table, doesn't he? And you see his hand come up from the
So, just because we should explain that, why does the
arcane
the juice?
Oh right, yeah.
Transforms Alex Holland, or whatever his name is, into Swamp Thing, who's bigger and stronger and better in every way, other than the fact he can't leave the swamp for too long.
Yeah.
However, when Arcane steals it, he doesn't want to try it on himself first, so he deliberately gives it to his number one henchman, who's a big guy, and the juice turns him into a midget. Why is that? I know why, but
they try and explain
they
it,
explain
don't they? Because the heart.
It accentuates the inner person.
Yes.
And so the big bad dude who likes beating people up, inside he's a really small man. It turned him into a small man.
And they also, when they take that transformation, it also transforms the clothes, because the clothes shrunk to fit. So he had a little suit. It's awful.
Yeah.
And when they were hiding, I mean, she's the worst woman hiding in the swamp anyway.
Yeah.
But also, there's no sense of urgency. They're just hanging around the swamp talking most of the time, waiting for the next...
That was the big... Attempting to offer a proper critique on this film is difficult,
wasting time.
Because everything you normally like about a film is clunky.
Yeah.
That whole kind of... All the cuts, to your point, James, about... To begin with, the only way they can get in is via plane and boat, and then he drives up.
Yeah.
And then there's a massive boat chase...
Yeah,
that's full on 18.
Cut to cut.
That's 18.
They're not facing the same direction. They're not in the same place.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
as a early 1980s film, as soon as it started, I absolutely knew there'd be
a boob
gratuitous
shot.
boob shots.
Yeah.
and there would be men imposing themselves on women.
Yes.
And it just, as soon as Alex Holland, he throws they drop a beaker of this juice to begin with, and they go away, and a little while later come back, and it's a tree. A tree's grown. And the only way you can celebrate success like that is forcibly kissing a woman. For fuck's sake, stop it. Yeah. And then when we get to Arcane has managed to steal the juice, and they're having a celebratory dinner party, which starts with a whole load of
naked,
dodgy fuckers.
Oh right, yeah.
Sat around a room with a couple of women getting naked for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's not even the people in that room who were there to celebrate.
But that was the brief kind of the 1980s kind of action film.
Not if you go back to the other films we're talking about. But you can't give the time as an excuse.
The low budget nature of it was like, how are we going to get people to watch this?
Yeah.
Did you hear the trailer?
I
looked at the trailer, and the trailer is literally, this is a paraphrasing, but it's literally monsters, explosions, midgets. What?
I've got it here as well, and I can't really remember who this is now, but for the performances, just when you thought the performances couldn't get any worse, the chief scientist appears. I can't remember who
English
that was.
guy.
Yeah, terrible English accent.
Yeah.
And then I've put, and then they trump that with that kid Jude. Which
there's kind of trying has a little bit of light relief with Jude, doesn't it?
Yeah, she's trying to escape the swamp, and she comes across a local store / gas station, the owner of which isn't there, but his grandson, this little black kid with massive Deirdre Barlow glasses, is there to offer a bit of comedic relief, but it's not funny. He's giving these little one-liners. So this woman turns up, she's on the phone, she's trying to get her people to come and pick her up, not realising that Arcane has set all of this up. And this little kid she goes, can I use your phone? He points her inside. And as she walks inside, he just says, she looks like trouble. Or something ridiculous. And it's just super shit.
Yeah. I've got... I'm not on listening to it, but I've got very little else to say.
I've got a couple of bits.
Go on.
So
I've got lots of notes, actually.
Albeit that it did almost destroy Wes's career, it also actually was the birth of his career.
Him realising this isn't good enough.
On set, he got the idea of Freddy because he was obviously prosthetics that the actor that was all going through and all that stuff.
First transformation wasn't that bad.
What first time?
Well,
you don't see him turn into
you
Swamp
see him
Thing.
jump into the water,
and that's it. And then the next minute, he's a completely different actor.
So the second when Arcane transforms, that's super shit. But I had a note saying the first one was all right.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe that was in your mind. That's probably it took the edge off the transformation quality. But yeah, so this was the inspiration of Freddy on set here, and the shoot itself was apparently really, really awful for everyone involved because it was a really hot summer.
Place to film in a swamp for a start.
Yeah,
be nice.
But it was a really hot summer, and there's these things called black caterpillars, whatever, and they sort of bore into your skin and stuff. And there was a plague of black caterpillars all the way through the shoot,
which might explain the lack of commitment from the actors.
It really wasn't fun. But it is just that whole kind of A-Team Airwolf Magnum, but not even.
But
really
they had storylines. I mean, you can't. It's just. I know what you mean by the style. It felt like that, but it was just.
There is a very brief moment though where you get just kind of because the tone of this film is all over the shop. Sometimes it's taking itself seriously.
Yeah, you don't know it's comedy or it's horror.
It's messy as hell. But there's this scene where we're in Arcane's lair, as it were.
Lair. There you go again. Lair.
Lair. Not a word. It's a sound, isn't it?
Lair.
Lair. Right. Okay. They're in Arcane's lair, and they're kind of like running through some sort of tunnels and stuff like that. And it seems like a horror because now Arcane is kind of like this werewolf thing. Swamp Thing is Swamp Thing, and then he's got his girl with him or whatever. And it feels like, oh, cool. Now this is kind of a horror film now. You know, like a monster film. But it only happens for probably about 1.5 minutes. And Wes was really upset because obviously they had to cut the film to shit. And he said the only really redeeming scenes in it they cut out and it was a chase through these water tunnels, which obviously I think is just after that scene where you see him running through all these kind of sort of tombs and stuff. But they cut it out. But that one little bit, it felt like what it could have been. and it just fucking wasn't.
We've got here any plot holes, and I've just put it's difficult to have holes without a plot. But it's some of the things are just literally how the fuck do I get from point A to point B? They finally capture Swamp Thing and put him in a dungeon.
Yeah.
The big baddie turns into a little baddie. Comes in and Arcane is interrogating him. Swamp Thing saying, "How come you've become really strong and he's become really small?" And under no torture whatsoever, Swamp Thing tells them. Arcane leaves, and then they go, how are we going to get out? And then the little midget guy, he says, there's a button up there, just in case a guard gets locked in.
Yeah. Awful. And there's also a scene, I can't remember this either, but I put a memorable scene, the scene where the big bad villain is topless for no reason whatsoever. I think he's just wandering around topless, and there isn't.
Yeah, the boob shots, the topless bits. Apparently, it's the European market. They demand for you to have a cut to be shown in Europe.
That makes me pleased that we've left Europe.
They need some titties.
If that's what they want, they can have it.
Yeah,
I mean, go on.
The stunt guy, a guy called Anthony Cedri, whatever it is, he played Alex when he's on fire and he runs into the swamp, so his full body is on fire. He's the same stuntman who does Freddy, full body on fire.
Right.
Is his niche fire?
It sounds that way.
Very good. I mean, I think we can agree this isn't worth watching. Can we agree? Well, we'll get to that with scoring.
I've heard that.
But
does it stand up today? No.
Okay.
It depends if you're into that kind of sort of
awful.
culty
wasting your
junk.
life.
Yeah, but
memorable lines. Because there are loads.
I've got one.
Say hello to your boyfriend, baby.
I mean, look at your own body, and you'll see a million messy miracles.
I've got one here where they've been running around the swamp and they haven't been able to catch Swamp Thing because all the men are complete fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And Arcane says, he's like a brilliant chess player. What?
He apparently famously he kept writing his own dialogue,
and this is another example.
He got involved.
A strong adversary is like a dangerous, beautiful woman. I've never been able to resist either.
Well, the only other one I've got at the end, I think they say he'll be back though. No, he won't. He won't. That's
so bad. And so you've got the big henchman who gets turned into a midget, and then you've got the really shit other henchman who's a little bit like the guy in Commando, like a shit version of that guy. But it's just, and he's another one who force kisses people and then gets pushed off a boat. It's like, you are just remarkable idiots.
Horrible.
Can't fucking shoot straight. It's the classic 80s bullet sprayed everywhere.
They did try to put Ray in the suit, so Ray Wise, because obviously he had slightly more acting chops than what's his name, Paddy, whatever.
What the guy
who was in the suit? Yeah,
the guy who went on to play Leland Palmer.
Well, Leland Palmer, yeah. So
Dick
he's
Durek.
Alex before he turns into Swamp Thing, which is Dick Durek.
Yeah.
But they tried to put Ray in the suits. They did a lot of shots with Ray, but because it just didn't work.
There's a surprise. Okay, so I actually think Ray Wise got lucky. He's only in it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he went off and he was alright. Okay. Any last comments or thoughts before we score?
No.
Okay. So, performances, 3.
1.
James, we go the other way round.
Oh, sorry.
Can I say, this is much... I get it from this seat.
What do you mean?
I get how it works from this seat. I've been very quiet about this up to now, but when I'm sat where you are now, Laurie, I get confused by the whole process.
Yeah,
there's something about this scene clarifies it all for me.
Yeah.
So, performances 3, Laurie.
3.
1.
James, 1. Effects, Laurie.
3.
James.
0.
I went for 3. Plot, James.
2.
1.
2.
Rewatch factor, 0.
Yeah, honestly, 1.
0.
Direction, Laurie.
3.
1.
2. Cinematography, James.
1.
3.
2.
Sound and music, 3.
2.
2.
Originality, Laurie.
Where's bless his heart? He tried to.
1.
Oh, I scored this. I may have mistyped that. I've scored as 8.
Whoa!
I'm going to leave it in because it makes fuck all difference. Enjoyability.
1.
2.
3.
3.
Because the
Life-changing past or
European
present.
slim.
0.
0.
Laurie?
0.
Okay. So I have a score of 25.
Wow, I've got scored 9.
I've got a fair idea where this is going to sit on our leaderboard.
21.
5 plus 20 on...
That's got to be an all-time low, isn't it?
55 total. Oh, my pen's run out.
It's obviously 4th place on this year's leaderboard.
Gives it an actually higher than I was expecting, 18.3.
That's because you scored it so high for that.
Originality. I think that must have been a typo. But
Right.
I'm assuming that ends up last.
No, 18.3 just puts it just above Return of the Living Dead Part 2. And to be honest, I think that's a much far superior film.
It puts it above.
Yeah. But Battle Beyond the Stars, though.
It was missing my scores, though, Return of the Living Dead 2.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
It doesn't work like that. Okay, so...
You tire me.
You'll be pleased to know there's one more round of the quiz.
Look at that.
It's got to be. The scores are... It's all to play for. The scores are 7 apiece.
Right.
3 questions.
Okay, right. Come on.
Crash
Open
through
the
it.
windows.
It's Oscar season,
Yes.
right? So, James,
Yeah.
what is the greatest number of Oscars won by a single film? And I'd just like to say...
12.
Ooh.
19.
No cigar. What? 11.
So I get a point for that.
You don't, because you said 12. And that was Ben-Hur, Titanic, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Damn it.
Yeah, the Oscars. Laurie, who has won the most Oscars of all time?
Ralph Macchio.
So
No.
These
It's not.
aren't
No.
trick questions. These are, for some reason, I got bored making them up.
It's... what's her name? It's a her, right? Is she in Sophie's Choice?
You can't. It's not how quizzes work.
What's her name?
But
Why can I forget her name?
Right, time's up.
And no.
It's not her.
No.
What was the question?
Who has won the most Oscars of all time?
Okay, I'm going to go for Jack Nicholson.
It's Walt Disney.
Oh,
No,
of course
of
it
course
was.
it was.
26.
Damn it.
Why
Okay,
can't I think of her name?
so
Okay,
this is a joint round. You each get a chance to answer
all right.
backwards and forwards.
Okay.
Only 6 horror films have ever been nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Can you name them? First one,
The
James.
Shining.
No.
Psycho.
No.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
The Birds?
No.
Fuck.
Clockwork Orange.
No.
No way.
One more go each.
The Shining.
He just said The Shining.
Oh, balls!
And I'm going to go for The Exorcist.
The Exorcist is one.
Yeah!
The 6 classified are The Exorcist, Jaws, Silence of the Lambs, Get Out, Black Swan, Sixth Sense.
Okay, I would say
Oh,
Black Swan
wow.
is not a horror film, but there we go.
Okay, final round.
It kind of is.
Final round.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, this is a solo question. Which was the first DC movie tie-in to the episode?
Yeah, well done.
Which was the first DC movie to win an Oscar?
I am going to say Superman.
Yay!
Yay!
Do you know which Oscar it won?
Yeah, it'll be for whether a man can fly or not.
Special Achievement Award,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yep.
Look at me, look at me.
Laurie, last question for you.
Yeah.
Excluding this year's Joker,
Yeah.
which was the last DC movie to win an Oscar?
Oh, this is so easy.
Spell. Is it one of the Nolan ones? So, Dark Knight Rises.
It's not. It was Suicide Squad.
Oh, wow.
For a costume or
Makeup
something.
and hairstyle.
Yeah.
Right.
Which you will be super pleased to know brings us to the end of the quiz.
Whoa!
I have to in the
I think you've won.
I know, definitely
Okay.
won.
With a winning margin of 3, 10 plays 7. James, you are the winner.
Well
of our
done.
Valentine's Day
Master,
special.
that means you've got to do the light for the next week.
I always do the freaking line. What?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we've been here for ages.
Oh,
Time
my
to choose
Lord.
next week's subject. The ball rummager is Laurie.
All right, let's go.
Well, at least we'll be able to choose a film quickly if it's not his choice.
Exactly.
That's rhubarb and custards. 20.
20.
20.
Okay.
20.
20 is a year. It is the year 2000.
Let's all meet
Damn
up.
it.
Okay, we're going to choose some films and come back. Okay, James, do you want to give your first offering?
Yes, my first offering for 2000 is going to be Battle Royale.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. 2000. Brilliant. Okay.
Okay, my first offering
Oh, yeah.
is going to be Pitch Black.
Oh, wait a minute. Go on. Say that again.
That is Vin Diesel before he became
Oh,
Vin
yes.
Diesel.
Yeah.
My second film is going to be Leonardo DiCaprio in The Beach.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
It
Didn't sound excited
twists
by
my
that.
dick, that film.
And my
We don't
second,
have any film where it
Twists
twists
his
Laurie's
dick.
dick.
my second film is Hollow Man.
Oh, right. Okay. Bacon.
Bacon.
We were speaking of
We
earlier.
love a bit of bacon.
What was the first one again you chose?
Pitch Black.
Okay, my lovelies. So Battle Royale is definitely in there. Chunk in. So now Pitch Black, The Beach, and Hollow Man. So Battle Royale is that. Da-da-da-da is that.
We're really just put.
Yeah, come on.
Should I just do it? Yeah. Oh no, that's going to wind me up though, isn't it? That one. So Hollow Man or The Beach? No, Hollow Man or Pitch Black? Fuck off.
Come on!
Sorry, kids. The Beach.
Ah, double whammy wheel done.
I've never seen The Beach, so
Oh, have you not?
on that
What
note,
were
so
you-
just one final piece of poetry to sign off the episode. Are you ready?
Do you want some background music?
No.
Just before you do this, can I just say what a wonderful job you've done?
Oh, yeah, well
We've
done,
now been
man.
here 3
Yeah,
hours and
yeah.
feel like killing ourselves.
That's emotional.
So, just before we go, the devil's in my jockstrap. Let me make clear what I mean by that line. It's not that we share. He has his, I have mine. It's more that his raison d'etre abounds, pinching away between my muscly ass mounds, causing discomfort down there when I run. The devil makes my jockstrap yank hairs from my bum. And with that, ladies
Did
and
you write
gentlemen,
that?
I did.
Oh,
with
well
that,
done,
ladies
Win.
and gentlemen, that is this episode done. Next time, James will be back in the chair.
Signing out.
So
Laters, everybody.
I've been James Wilden.
Lots of love. I've been Laurie.
I've been James Wilden.
Ah.
Oh!
I projectile vomited onto my fish tank yesterday.
Deliberately.
Well, no, I wasn't planning on doing it. James said we had loads of drinks. I was feeling queasy all through the morning. When we from when I woke up, and just went to feed my fish tank.
Not in it though.
No, thankfully.
Well, they'd have eaten for a month.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I learnt to dive,
Yeah.
I was really badly sick.
In your diving capsule.
Through the dive mask. So
Okay.
it's got 2 ports that vent out, so you can just be sick and it just kind of comes out.
Are people often sick when they
Yeah.
dive? It's stupid.
In bad weather. But, so you kind of...
You're underwater.
Yeah.
What does the weather
Well,
mean?
so, but you're still doing this underwater as the waves move by. You're being moved up and down slightly.
Oh, is that true?
Below about 3 metres, you're all right, but on the way down, it's, and as I was kind of, it's all coming out, and like a million fish just go,
Yeah.
That's
Love it.
horrible.
and it was like claustrophobic and
Yeah.
vomitous.
Get up. Quick.
Had to stay down. It was a qualification dive, so I had to stay down for half an hour.
With the vomit.
Well, no,
Oh
the
my
fish ate that quite quickly.
God, that's disgusting.